guys, welcome to the Double Dose podcast. This is the reunion episode, so we are so excited. We finished our whole season, sister.
Well done.
Well done. It's incredible that we've shot 10 episodes, and this on the reunion episode is a recap of all of the episodes, what we've learned, the whole process, and everything about the Double Dose podcast.
Absolutely, and I must say, we are ecstatic. It is so funny when we look back at our concept of starting a podcast, where we started and where we are now.
So when we started, we said if we get 1,000 views, we're doing amazingly, right?
Absolutely.
We got our voice out there, we've reached our target audience, and we would be very happy. What is our views looking like?
So at the moment, we are looking at, guys, thanks to all of you, 72,000 views. I mean, that is incredible.
And for people to understand long form content, to have an entire hour to watch our podcast, we understand is difficult.
Totally.
And we love and appreciate you for doing that.
Absolutely. So here we are. We are now in the latter part of the year. We started this podcast in the beginning with 4 children starting matric, overwhelming, and
Now we've got the 4 kids writing trials.
Yes.
We are in August, so it's been a good few months of doing this.
and we can see a little light at the end of the tunnel.
I don't know, the light is still really far away.
As I keep on telling you, Losh is a one-upper, right? So like I have one son in matric, and I really thought it's going to be easier the second time around. Guys, it is not easier the second time around, but obviously she has 3 kids in matric, so her life is always harder than mine.
I had no anticipation that matric was going to be easy. I knew it was difficult. I didn't think it's going to be this difficult.
Yeah.
And having 3 girls who are always a little bit more dramatic and all of that, it's been a tough year.
It's been a tough year. And in between that, we have had Miyashka turn 21, Shay turning 18, my dad turning 75.
Yeah, we've had a lot of occasions.
So if you've watched our social media, you know that comes with the whole party, the outfits, the coordinations, the speeches.
Yes.
And again, we have to remind you, we also work full time.
Yep.
And we managed to shoot this podcast. So I think we did pretty well.
I think we did pretty well as
And you
well.
know, our lesson is always, guys, if we can do it, so can you. Girls, if we can do it, so can you.
You can do everything, and that's what we want. We want you to do everything.
Absolutely.
And we want you to do whatever you set your heart out to do. This seemed a pipe dream at one point.
Totally.
And we're already at season 1 and rearing to go for season 2.
Absolutely. And our guest lineup for season 2 is phenomenal. We absolutely cannot wait. I think we should go over why we started the podcast.
Yes, so I think the main reason we looked at starting a podcast is Marika Against Bias gave us an opportunity to be seen.
Absolutely. It gave us an amazing platform.
But we couldn't control the narrative, right? It was edited. There was a lot of people in the scene. So this gave us a platform to share our voice exclusively and uplift the women that is our most important goal.
Absolutely. We always wanted a platform by the sisters for the sisters where we share our tips and tricks. We have a little bit of age on our side, and we always have been so good about taking opportunities, and that's what we want to share with our audience. You know, be fabulous, be yourself. Yes, we are moms, we are wives, we are daughters, but also make sure you shine for yourself.
Absolutely. And I think our podcast has achieved that,
Absolutely.
right? The feedback we've got from all of you is amazing. And we'd also love to know, what would you like us to do next? Like, what would you like us to talk about? What would you be interested in? We want to give you whatever it is that you want.
Totally. Looking back on episode 1, how nervous were we?
So, firstly, I always say, I'm not a natural speaker.
Yes. Guys, she is now, right? We are 10 seasons down, and we need to stop hearing this because...
But coming into the podcast, firstly, I like to be prepared.
Yes.
And a lot of our podcast was unscripted.
Yes.
So all of our podcast was unscripted, in all honesty.
And you know, the funny fact is that because I just spoke a little bit more naturally, I covered Losh. So whenever there was function and speeches and things to be done, I wouldn't burden her because I knew it would stress her out. So I just did it.
And I did the cake and the deco and all the things behind the scenes.
Yes.
But I wouldn't actually be the one up front and center.
But do you know how excited I am that I can now share these duties with my sister?
So I think that I'm thrilled at the confidence that I've gotten now to speak publicly. It's something that didn't come naturally. And to those of you who are in my boat, it can happen to you as well. All it takes is practice, like everything in life, right? Because things don't necessarily come easy, but practice makes everything perfect.
Agreed. And going back to our kids, we have, between me, Losh, and my younger sister, we have 6 girls and a boy. And so often we also use the stereotypical, you better at speaker, you better at speaking. So we get the usual kids to do the speeches. And because of Losh's most improved status,
Thank you very much.
we have now, with all of our functions, got the other kids to speak publicly, and guys, they have done phenomenally well.
Yeah.
We are so proud of them, and we realize you need to put yourself and your kids out there so they can develop the confidence.
Yeah, so I think the take home from this is to step out of your comfort zone, and you will be surprised at what you can achieve when you do that.
Totally. And can we talk about the word absolutely?
So that first episode, we actually counted, and I think we said the word absolutely 21 times.
Absolutely.
Every time one of us said something, the other person said absolutely, and we had to try and cut out of the segment, right? And there was quite a few errors going around.
So the thing is, Losh and I think, we are so different, but we're so alike. So sometimes we say what each other was thinking. So the natural response is to say absolutely. And then also, we also do finish each other's sentences. So very often we speak over each other. And, to other people, it sometimes is rude because they don't understand how we are so intertwined in completing each other's sentence. Something we did from the time we were young.
Yes. That's true. So I think the biggest learning curve for us was watching the words that we used on repeat.
Yes.
I think we've learned to now look at the camera because sometimes we were looking at entirely the wrong place.
Totally.
We've also learned that unscripted works best for us.
Oh my goodness,
guys. It was one episode.
It was episode 3.
Yes.
Right?
That we thought, no, let us be smarter.
Yes, because we are smart ladies. We're going to use ChatGPT is there for a reason. So we ChatGPT'd an entire script.
And when we said it, it didn't sound like us at all.
It sounded
so much so that our team said, guys, cut and start again. This is not sounding authentic. This is not sounding real. Yeah. And we've realized that ChatGPT actually shows zero personality of yourself. And is actually, if you're not authentic, you're not going to come across well to your audience, right?
Absolutely. And I think when it came to our show, a lot of people will be thinking, like, how do you think? My mom and dad always ask us, like, how do you come up with the content? The truth is, we have a sketchy idea of the content, the questions we want to ask, the segments we want to complete, but we bounce off each other really well.
Yes.
And we wanted this podcast to be a chat by sisters, and that's what we achieved when we don't over-prepare.
Yes, no, totally, I agree. Who would you think was your favorite guest?
I can't say favorite because I think from the guests, firstly, can I just tell you, the 3 guests that we had that were celebrities blew our mind.
Yeah.
They were people that we fangirled over. They were people that never in a million years would we believe we had on our podcast.
Because again, we must put into perspective is that we're in our 40s, right? We are 2 people who lived a very isolated, away from social media lives. So being in the public spotlight is something that came later on, right?
Yes.
And it's something that there's a huge learning curve too.
Yes.
So when we have been looking at people and social media and we're like, oh my God, they are fabulous.
Yes.
And then when we reached out and they knew who we were flabbergasted. We were like, oh my God, you know who I am.
It was crazy. So like when we got Tash, she is phenomenal. Like, I say from her makeup tutorials, which is a different audience, but she's so relatable in everything she does. She comes across as somebody that is funny on social media. And to get, as soon as I saw her sharing bits and pieces, at that time, the adoption with Kian was so new.
Yes.
We thought we have to have her.
Yes.
And when she agreed and she shared a story, we literally forgot that the cameras were on.
Yes, it was a conversation. It was real. It was deep. Oh, we loved having her. And her episode did amazingly well.
Her episode, I think, did the best in terms of views because obviously people are struggling with PCOS and fertility and nobody knows, especially in the Indian community, about adoption.
No.
So it was such a novel episode and she shared so much so freely that
Yes.
I loved having her on the show.
Yeah. So before Tash, we actually thought we were going to do episodes on our own.
Yes.
And we were going to have guests intermittently and then do episodes on our own. And when we had Tash on, we actually realized guests are a really good idea to have more often. And we kind of changed the format of how we were going to go about the podcast.
Exactly. And then I love Prev Reddy. Guys, if you've been watching social media, Auntie Shamila is back.
And you know, Prev, we had this whole discussion about him retiring Auntie Shamila, and when we saw Auntie Shamila, like we all reposted immediately because we were so excited. That character is iconic, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm so happy she's back.
I am so happy she's back. And I think again with Prev Reddy, like comedy, he is such an amazing storyteller and filmmaker, and he has such a great on-stage presence. And then to share his journey about coming out, like I think all the different aspects, having a career that's not typical in the Indian community, coming out to a typical Indian family, and then sharing his different successes was amazing. I loved his episode.
Totally. And then Devi Sankaree Govender. I mean, from the start, we said when we started the podcast, how amazing would it be if we could get Devi on? And when we got Devi on, I was actually nervous. I think if you look at that episode, you will see that for the first time, I was actually nervous.
That was the only episode we were nervous.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And there were times where I even forgot to come in and ask her a question because I was so engrossed in what she was saying.
But she's also such a good motivational speaker. Like I said in the episode, like you should just motivate her. She's doing and has been doing what we try to do, to say, guys, why are we limiting ourselves to one thing? Do 3 things. See what you're good at. Always push. Always reinvent yourself. Like for me, I could sit and listen to a motivational speaking because it really does just energize you.
Because she's been relevant for 3 decades. That is almost impossible to do, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody is amazing for a season and then that's it. But to do that for 30 years is phenomenal. I could listen to her speak all day, honestly.
And can we just talk about how stunning she is looking?
Oh, she's looking absolutely beautiful.
Hey? And I think, you know, throughout our podcast, you always hear us talking about positivity and manifestation. And when we started the podcast, we said dream guest, and we said Devi Sankaree. Never for the life of us thinking we'll get her.
Yes.
It is, guys, don't stop. Don't set your bar low. Believe in anything. I have put a manifestation out for a guest for season 2. When we started talking about it, I said to 3 Point Marketing, who does our marketing, guys, this is who I'm manifesting. It's a ridiculous guest. Would you believe that guest approached us to be on season 2? Well, via their agency, obviously. And I'm like, guys, we've got to be careful what we manifest.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're literally getting everything we want.
Exactly.
So talking about manifestations, you know, we are so strong believers. We started this podcast saying, we want a podcast. We developed our logo. We always had an idea of a podcast, even before Mommy Club.
Yes, we did.
And Miashka being into digital marketing has helped us. And we honestly thought we were going to figure it out on our own.
Yes.
Do you want to tell them how we got here?
So literally we were at the gym, right?
Yes.
And 3 Point Marketing were there doing an event for the gym.
Yes.
And they came up to us and were like, you know, I saw that you're starting a podcast. Would you be interested in our team doing it? And we were like, oh my gosh, like this is like literally fell into our hands.
Absolutely. It was actually phenomenal because we honestly didn't know how we were going to do it.
Yeah.
Like most things, like teaching ourselves to sew, we thought we were going to YouTube it and figure out how to do it.
Exactly. We were like, no, we'll use 3 phones and like do it on our own. And they approached us and they have been amazing, right? I mean, the team has been what has made this podcast a success.
Totally. From setting up our YouTube account to doing our content to editing our content, they have been phenomenal. And you know, I always love giving young, new and upcoming businesses a chance, and they just align with us so well.
Yes,
you know,
totally.
from their values to their work ethic, they have been amazing.
Yeah. So we are very grateful to 3 Point Marketing. We are the dream team, as we always say.
Yes.
Definitely the dream team.
Absolutely, we are.
And for making all of this happen.
Totally. So we started off, guys, by saying, this is going to be a podcast where we chat, because Losh and I chat every single day. You know, if you remember from episode 1, we phone each other at least 15 times a day.
Yes, true.
And usually it's like, what was your makeup routine in the morning?
Yeah. I tried something new today.
Yes, because we have so many foundations and makeup, and we're always chopping and changing, and we always say reinvent yourself. So usually that's how our conversation starts.
Yes.
You know, and we wanted to share with all of you, you know, what is your makeup routine, how to look fabulous, how to look flawless. So we want to know from you guys, are you keeping up to our tips and tricks from episode 1?
So we've given you all of our favorite foundations, our concealers, skincare, and we've also given you some diet and fitness tricks.
So in terms of foundation and concealers, if you haven't watched, go back to episode 1, because we broke it down so nicely into oily skin, dry skin, cost effective, high end. So
I think episode 1 to 4 around there.
Yes, we have.
We've got all of the makeup segments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you haven't caught it, rewind and go back. It doesn't matter what makeup. You can have a natural look. You can have
You can do a skin tint.
You can do a skin tint. You can do a high-end glam.
Yeah.
Whatever resonates with you. But because you've invested time in yourself, you're more confident. You present yourself better. But you know, I think, you know, what we always emphasize is that the base to good makeup is good skincare.
Absolutely, and I think that's why we chose to have Dr. P on, and she is phenomenal. I think that she's one of those doctors that are so relatable. She's up to date with the latest research, and she really does give you an individualized plan, right?
I love that, yes. And I think that's why we wanted for her to be on the show, because I think sometimes we waste so much of money going to the drugstore, doing trial and error, buying the wrong things. When you just do a consult, you get a personalized plan for your skin, and you'll be saving money and getting results.
I think it's actually cheaper to go to an aesthetic doctor than you trying to figure it out on your own, because it eliminates the trial and error.
Absolutely. You know, now she's put me on a new range. So for the first time ever, Losh and I are using different products, right? And I'm loving my Mesosthetics range. So I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, and I'm still on IS Clinical, which I absolutely love. Yeah. But I think the thing that I loved most about Dr. P is the fact that she is so present on social media.
Yes.
And she is also taking the stigma away from aesthetic procedures, about aging gracefully, and teaching us all what is the best things to do. And it's something that you really do need to know. Everybody wants to look their best at every age.
And I think so many people are doing it quietly. And we wanted to break the stigma and talk about it. So when we did our Botox for the first time, we wanted to tell you guys, this is how it is, this is how it works, and you can make the decision on your own whether you want to do it or not.
Yes, totally. So thank you, Dr. P. You were absolutely amazing, and you always are. We literally look forward to our treatments in clinic.
Absolutely, totally. You are also a good friend, and we love our beautiful skin because of you.
Yeah, definitely. And what we want the takeaway to be is that dress up every day for yourself, not for an occasion for other people.
Yes.
Right? Show up for yourself so you are the best version of yourself on the daily, and trust me, you feel better when you do that.
Totally. And then we went into fashion, right? And you know, our takeaway from our fashion segment is always reinvent yourself. You know, if you're stuck wearing what you would wear 10, 12 years ago, you need to re-look at it, because style equals youth.
100%.
You know, and the reason I think that Losh and I look youthful, I hope we look youthful.
Yeah, I hope so.
People are like, no, what do you mean? You look every bit 47. No, the reason why we look youthful is that we are young with our style, you know? So if
it's not about body size, it's not about your color, hair, any of that. It's your style that gives you the youthfulness, for sure.
Put on those bold earrings, carry a clutch, you know, wear a heel, rock a flat tacky, but style it appropriately.
Yes,
is what we're saying.
Yeah.
And there's Pinterest, guys. You know, like you want to wear a blue jeans and a white t-shirt, go to Pinterest and say, how can I style this more chic, fashionable, whatever.
And we say go to TikTok, because we've spoken a lot about being on social media, right? And we've mentioned that people our age are very reluctant to be particularly on TikTok.
Yes, and they judge you.
Yes.
They judge you of you being on TikTok.
Yes, but you actually do learn a lot from being on TikTok, on social media. It gives you a lot of information in a short period of time, which is the way we like to digest information in this day and age.
Because let's face it, our attention and concentration is about 3 minutes at the moment.
No, totally. So I think that go to TikTok, put in cute outfits, and you'll be surprised at what you find, right?
Totally. And we are so blessed with the South African creators, right? Because you get Mr. Price hauls, Zara hauls, you get everybody.
You can see
showing
what's in every shop.
Yeah. I love it. I love it for us.
Yeah.
And then another thing people always want to know is like, what is our diet and fitness regime? And the one thing we want to say, if people think it's easy,
no,
it
it's
is
not easy.
It is blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. And it's not genetics.
No.
Because our genetics are working against us.
Genetics are working against us, guys.
So I think that our tips and tricks, especially in the first few episodes, were a lot to do with MyFitnessPal.
Yes.
Which we absolutely swear by, but because tracking your calories is where it is at, right?
Because we've been tracking for such a long time, I generally know what calories are. And I went back to tracking because I want to lose 2 kilos in the last 3 weeks. And I'm like, girl, I got wrong again, because you do not understand when you track everything how much slips that you've ate.
Yeah, exactly. So again, we'd advise definitely download MyFitnessPal and use that. It really is an incredible way for you to gauge what is healthy and what is not. Sometimes a McDonald's burger is healthier than your salad, and that's what we want you to know. Choose the food you love, but be clever with your calories that you're eating.
Absolutely. And that's why sometimes the salad can be so high. If you go and look, Losh sometimes doesn't make lunch. She's very naughty. I work at a place where there's no options to buy anything. Not that there is in Umlazi.
There isn't in Umlazi. We go to Big Ben on a Wednesday.
Okay, yes, of course. We are very happy Big Ben.
Yes, yeah. Shout out to Big Ben.
But she'll spawn me from Woolworths. And the other thing is, read your labels.
Yeah. But when I go to Woolies in the morning to try and get lunch, I'm phoning Resh. I'm like, there's nothing decent under 2,000 kilojoules here. And like, it's not worth it for my lunch. Yeah, so like, I still want to have a nice supper.
Yes, a pasta salad is like 2,600 kilojoules. Now, if our kilojoules a day is 5,000?
5,600.
Yeah, around there. You're not going to waste that much on just your lunch.
No. So, and I think look at portion size as well, because very often the kilojoules in the package gives you for a certain amount of grams, but the package is double that.
Yeah, so it can give you like per 100 grams, and you think, oh, this isn't bad, but your package is actually 300 grams. So you're eating 3 times what you think the kilojoules is.
Yeah, so I think smart choices when it comes to diet. Exercise is amazing for your mental health.
Yes.
I think the days that I don't exercise, I feel it.
Yes.
So I think that exercise doesn't actually make you lose weight. It does help you tone.
And it helps towards your calories burned for the day, which then helps towards weight loss, but you're not going to get magic results with exercise
if your diet is not 100%. But for mental health, everybody, whether it's just walking, whether it's just some sort of physical activity is amazing, and I think everybody needs to embrace that.
Yes. So we're saying at least start with 10,000 steps a day. Research has now said we can do 7,000 steps.
Yeah, but if you did 0, start with 2,000.
Oh, yeah, okay, true.
I think the biggest mistake people have is like an all or nothing attitude.
Yeah, I hear you.
Whatever you're doing, do a bit more than that.
Yes.
And you taking a step in the right direction.
And I think if you've looked at our social media, we do some funny gym clips, right? The one did over 1 million views.
Yeah. It was
our funny one about meeting your trainer at the mall did so well. But you know what? If you have a gym buddy, gym becomes so much more pleasurable.
Yeah, it's our outing, right? It's our social experience for the day.
It's our social experience for the day. And we're also accountable because we are not going to let each other not show up.
No. Yeah. And also, nobody wants to be the fat twin.
And no one wants to be the fat twin or sister.
Yeah, exactly.
Or mother.
Yeah. So I think that let's all embrace a healthy lifestyle. And it's something that we try to bring across in this podcast.
Yeah, and sometimes I think you just have to recap. If you've gone off track, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just recenter and start again.
Yeah. I think something I've also really enjoyed is all our episodes with the kids.
I am so impressed with them. At the end of the day, we are mothers.
Yeah.
And we decided to take this journey where we are in the limelight and we go on social media and we don't realize how our kids are thrown into it.
Yes, yeah.
Whether they like it or whether
they get recognized where they are.
Yeah.
People know them. It is a lot for that age.
It is a lot for that age. And I think, we did the triplets episode. Again, no planning. And we chose to have an activity.
Yeah.
And that episode was phenomenal.
It actually did so well,
yeah,
right?
I think I watched it with so much of pride in my heart. I mean, these kids are young. To have cameras on them and talk off the cuff, not prepared, not, even getting brief from us.
Yeah.
Because that's how we roll.
Yeah, exactly.
The girls were
in the
too
deep
cute.
end. Yeah.
They did phenomenally well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, I must say of Dashria, Janaya and Yaika, I am so proud of my nieces because they have grown so much this year.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
have. They have.
Through the matric process, through applying to university, having a matric dance.
Yes.
They have done phenomenally well. So girls, we're so proud of you.
We are so proud
We
of
love you guys so much.
Yeah.
And then Miashka just always...
I mean, Mia is literally our other sister, right?
Yes.
So she's very much part of us. But again, Mia also wasn't a natural at talking for a long time.
Totally.
And she just stepped into it and has done beautifully.
Absolutely. We are so proud of her. Fun fact, so we got a group which is Losh and Naven, Prevan and I, and Floyd and Vash. So Mia comes across this group because Vash is a snitch. And she's like, what do you mean?
I'm not on the group.
I said, because it is for siblings and their spouses.
And it's adults. Yeah.
She nagged us.
Yeah. And the next minute we see it's the 6 of us plus Mia.
Yeah, so the name of the group is Six in the City, right? Vash said it was cringe because I thought of the name. As she says, everything I think about is cringe.
Yeah.
So it's now Six in the City and Mia.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, so she really thinks she's one of us. But she also, you know, guys, put your kids in difficult situations so they can develop confidence.
Yeah.
Because being able to talk and sell yourself is important for the work situation.
Yeah.
You know, I keep on saying, usually as Indian parents, we assume all of our kids are going to have some sort of qualifications. What is going to set them apart is their ability to communicate.
Yes.
You know, do well at that interview.
Yes.
You know, fight for themselves if they're not being seen at work. It really is going to make a difference to their work.
Yeah, so that self-confidence and being able to portray that in the way you speak and portray yourself is really important.
Yeah. And then we come to the other sister, Vash. She has been phenomenal. People loved her.
Yeah, people absolutely loved Vash. They loved how honest she was, and they also loved how different she was from us, right?
Exactly. And I said, because people like to relate to delinquents.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that Vash is always herself.
Yes.
She did so well. She had so many DMs from that episode because, again, she's so funny, right? Because she has the look of somebody in the limelight, but she is in the limelight, out of the limelight kind of girl.
Yes.
Like how she is an introvert, extrovert.
She always says she's an introvert, extrovert, and that's exactly what she is.
Yeah.
What you see is not what you get.
What you see is not what you get, you know? So I was so proud of her. And I think also it was the right time for her to be on the show because she's grown so much in this last few years.
Yes.
As we're saying, we are now besties and I'm not lecturing her anymore.
Yeah, exactly. You're a sister, not a mother.
I'm a sister, not a mother, finally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that was an amazing episode. I love that one as well.
So on season 2, guys, you're going to have to write in the comments to try to get Tashay Naidu, Trevor Naidu, and Navya Naidu on the podcast because I actually got a DM, right? And they said, guys, your podcast is so amazing because you guys are so inspirational to the young girls out there. But I'm a mom that has 2 sons, and I would love to hear, at that time it was for Prevan, for somebody to inspire my son. So what we're saying, guys, we need some guys on our show.
Yeah. So definitely, I think the guys are going to be on the next one.
We are.
We hope so.
We hope so.
I really try. You know, there'll be a trending TikTok that's really funny. I'm like, Naveen, can you do this with me? And he's like, no. Yeah, that's it.
No, and I have to say, this is.
And I think I'm like, Naveen, we'll go viral. It'll be so cool. You know, this is such a good one. You know that Have You Seen My Wife trend?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you don't even have to say anything. Just put it there and I'll put the screen. Have you seen my wife? And then I'll come. And he's like, no.
Can you imagine you do that? So mine is so funny, right? Because I post Prevan for our anniversary. I post 1 picture. It was a stupid post because we didn't take any content that day. We went to Beverly Hills. We had dinner. 1 post of us, and the rest was the meals and whatever we had at Beverly Hills. Post goes viral. I'm like, Prevan, what are they looking at? I'm saying maybe because you got such a lovely wife.
I think, have you seen my wife?
Have you seen my wife? But whenever Prevan is on the socials, he goes viral. So we would love to have you, Prev, on the seat.
Yeah, definitely.
But truly, between Naveen and Prevan,
they both got incredible stories that I think is really worth listening to. I actually told Naveen I'm going to do comrades tips and tricks.
Yes. Since he's not going to do it.
Since he's not doing it. But like, I don't think people are going to take it seriously coming from you.
Absolutely. And then, you know, this is a shout out to my son. Guys, nobody knows my son because he is very much in his own space. He has a private social media. But this boy is phenomenal. He started a business at grade 11, age 17, and he thinks on a different level. So I think he will be so inspirational.
Yeah, I think
if
so.
he decides, I think he's going to be the hardest to convince.
Yeah. I don't see him coming on, in all honesty,
Yeah.
but we can try.
We can try. Tashay, this is a shout out to you to please come on our show.
Yes. And then the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Whoever you think we should get on and whoever you think that is amazing, or even whatever topics, and we'll find the experts in it.
Yes.
We'd love to hear your thoughts and let us know in our comments what you would like from season 2.
And then let's talk about our live event. That was amazing.
Really, that was such an amazing experience with the most phenomenal group of ladies, right?
Yeah, we wanted to have an event where we bring our community of ladies together, dressed up for a good ladies' night that is safe and happy, where we share tips and we all chat. But it was such an emotional night because everybody connected on such a deep level.
Everybody just came there to have fun and support everybody,
Yes.
which was, firstly, they came with the right attitude, right?
Totally.
And our thought processes of bringing the podcast to life really did materialize, because then everybody started sharing and speaking. The food was magnificent.
Yes.
It was such an amazing bonding experience with all of the ladies that were there.
It was. I loved it. So
Yeah.
look forward to more of those. We're definitely going to have a lot more of those in the new year.
Totally. I mean, we sold out so quickly after the last event.
Yes.
We were so surprised at how well supported it was.
Totally.
So definitely, I think we need more of those.
Absolutely. We are definitely going to have more of that. So yeah, our dream was to make Double Dose a name that people recognize, and coming out from Mommy Club, we didn't really want to have a spin-off of Double Dose spin-off into Mommy Club, and I think we did it. I think people
we did
know
it.
the name.
Yes,
So well done. I think we really did well.
definitely. So it's been an amazing season.
It has.
Again, we want to say a very big thank you to our team. I think it would not be possible, and it would have not gone this successfully without the team. So 3 Point Marketing, you guys are amazing.
And then to our viewers, guys, for every message, for every DM, for every suggestion when we put out questions,
For every like,
for every share, we are overwhelmed. I walked into my pharmacy the other day and the lady was telling me about which episode she loved, and it is phenomenal. It blows our mind that you guys are watching and you guys are supporting us, and we are so grateful.
we are so grateful, and we will never get over it.
Absolutely. And again, I just want to say to you, Losh, people don't realize what your life is. I always say we have a child that's homeschooled, 2 girls in normal school, Tashay in matric, husbands, jobs, and you have done phenomenally well. As I'm saying, you have 3 in matric, and to balance it all and still find time for this, I am so proud of you every day. You're amazing.
Thank you so much. Well, right back at you, sister. You've always been shining, and you have shined through this process as well. So kudos to you.
So here's to season 2, guys. We are signing out for the Double Dose season 1.
And see you in season 2.